Hello, my name's Evan Clark, and this is my CIS5 final project. This is a live BART map, and for this presentation, I'm going to tell you what it is, how it works, and then finally I'll show you a cool feature I added. So to get started, let's start up this program. You'll now see a loading screen that doubles as a test, just to make sure all the lights are connected and working. It's also a cool little loading screen since it takes about 10 seconds to get the data from the BART servers. And you can see a live map of all the different trains. Each color represents the color of the line the train is on. So you can see yellow trains up here. Yellow is the only train that runs on this part of the BART system. Orange and red over here. And each light is an individual train. Let's show you some close-ups here as I tell you what exactly it is. So here's the Raspberry Pi that everything's running on with an external battery pack behind it. This isn't meant to replace the BART app on your phone, obviously. I would not recommend using this to try to find when you want to get to your BART station. It's more like an art piece. And it is actually a commercially available product. You can buy this online. I saw advertisements on social media for it, and that's what gave me the idea. There we go. Let's dim. And here we go. Now you can see the lights a little bit better. So how it works. It uses the BART API. That's just a request to BART servers that sends back a bunch of text data for each station. So it gets the minutes and the color of the train and the destination of the train for each station. That means there are repeats. So for stations in a row here, you're gonna see one train arriving in 3 minutes, then 8 minutes. It's the same train. So my code figures out, it takes that raw station data and converts it into a list of trains, individual trains. Once I have that, then I have to convert it into RGB light numbers, which will be explained better when I show you this on my screen. All right, so you can see here, this is my first sketch of the BART map and how I was going to wire it up. The way you wire it determines what number each LED light has. You can see here at the bottom, that would be light 0, and it would go up from here. Then I had to decide how many lights I wanted and where to put them. For the transbay tube, I decided on 4 lights. Here I went with 3 at the intersection. And really, each dot represents 2 or 4 lights. For this section, there's lots of trains going through, so there's 4 lights for each station or track between stations. Coming down here, you can see how this order of wiring creates all these numbers. It's just however close the light is to the Raspberry Pi is what number it gets. So since I plug it in right here, this is 0, as I said earlier, and it goes up from there. The red line is the easiest to program. That line goes from San Francisco to Richmond up here, and that's just 0 to 50. So if I take a list of all those stations and multiply the index of each station by 2, I get the light number. On the way back, I just have to add 51. The red line was pretty easy to program, but it's the others that get a lot more complicated. Say when you have to jump from 32 to 178. But you really just add the difference between those two numbers. All right, and now for the final cool feature that I added. I was going to show a time-lapse video for this presentation, record a couple hours of this so you could see it play back all at once without having to sit here and wait for an hour. But then I realized I don't even have to go through all of that trouble. I could just program a function that records all of the data in a list just to a text file. So each row represents one moment in time. As it gets the data every 10 seconds, it updates and creates a new line in the text file. And then I can just play back that text file. So let's go ahead and do that now. It'll take a second or two as all of that text is loaded into memory. But now you can see the time-lapse feature. We can follow a train, say this yellow one down here that just left San Francisco. We can follow it all the way up to Antioch on the top right of the map. And it goes all the way up to Antioch there. And yeah, this is my live BART Map project.